1.20 is almost available, and while it has a ton of good stuff, there's also a lot of not so good stuff. So in this video, we're going to go through the top 5 worst things added in 1.20. So let's get into it, shall we? Up at number 5, we have the mob head changes. Now these aren't the worst things, they're just not the greatest. In 1.20, we had a new piglin head added to the head list, and additionally to that, mob heads can also be used on note blocks to play the mob sounds, and that's it. There's still just way too little mob heads for this edition to be cool. Like, why can't we get a spider head? It would be so easy to add blaze heads, brown heads, husk heads, pig heads, and so many other heads. I don't know why we need to wait 5 years to get more mob heads. Don't get me wrong, the changes are cool, and I can see a lot of pranks being done with this, but there's just so little heads, and for that reason, I had to give it our number 5 spot. Up at number 4, we have the calibrated skulk sensors. Now, the calibrated skulk sensors can be created with amethyst shards and regular skulk sensors, and this new version can trigger whatever sound you give it. This item sounds very cool, but unfortunately, I don't really know how to use it, and I think the uses are super limited. I mean, sensors themselves aren't very good for redstone components. Majority of the players, they probably won't touch this block. I just really hope we can see something really cool with this block, but I don't think we're going to, and it's just going to get forgotten with time. And for that reason, I had to put it at number 4. On our number 3 spot, we have the archeology functions. Yes, the biggest part of this update makes it to the 3rd spot. This update brought new suspicious sand that can be brushed to uncover items like pottery sherds. You can then use these sherds to make pot designs, and this idea sounds very cool, but man, do the pots stand out. It looks so weird compared to the other Minecraft decorations. I also just really don't see a use for them. Like, you go through so much effort just to get like a decal on one side of the pot. Why not just make a banner? I mean, it looks way nicer and it's so much easier. I just really wish that there were bones and like monster skeletons or fossils that you could dig with this, but all we really got is like pot. And as you can see in the footage behind, all I got were like wooden hose and just trash. It's just not good. I feel like this edition has so much potential, but they just didn't let it bake enough. It just feels like we didn't get a lot, and for that reason, it makes our number 3rd spot. Up at number 2, we have a controversial one, the sniffer. Now, this mob was the winner of the mob vote, but all the other mobs just weren't that good. The rascal was cool, but all he did is just hid from you, and the tough golem was just a walking item frame. The sniffer was the best out of them, but even the sniffer's kind of bad. The sniffer gives you access to 2 flowers, which are the torch flower and the pitcher pod. Despite the name, the torch flower doesn't emit light at all, and the pitcher pod does nothing. I really don't see any use for these plants besides decoration. One of them fits in the clay pot, the other can't, and they're just kind of ugly. But, I mean, it's a new mob. It's kind of cool, and I think some people will like this one, so it's not all that bad, but I had to give it our number 2 spot. Up at number 1, we have the worst thing added to 1.20. Bamboo wood. I don't like bamboo wood. The color scheme is ugly, the blocks are ugly, the textures are really busy, and it just kind of looks awful. But that's not all. Bamboo is so easy to farm, which means items craftable from wood are super easy to get now. Bamboo farms can get so big, so now getting wood is so easy. Luckily, they nerfed it by making the wood items look completely awful, but fuel is going to be so much easier to get. I just can't get behind this wood. It's not good. It's very ugly. Cherry wood looks so much better. For that reason, it's the worst thing added. Thank you so much for watching. What is your least favorite part of 1.20? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.